Hi, my name is Shahid and this is my very first video. With this video, I am starting a series of videos where you will learn different types of animations that can be used within a website using React and Tailwind CSS. So for this video, we will learn how to make a menu animation which looks like this. This is the animation that we'll be creating. So let's just begin. So let's just begin. So the very first step for us will be to just start working on app.js and clear everything what it was in the beginning. And the first thing we will do is to have these classes. The height will be of that of the screen, width will be that of the screen, and we will be using a class named relative. As you can remember, it was the menu was here at the bottom. For that we will be using relative. And now we will start working on our component that we need to create, and we have named as mobile menu container, and I've already created it. So let's just begin working on that. So the very first thing that we'll do with this is to write the classes. So the very first class would be class name, and we want it to be fixed at the bottom. So the first class would be to fixed, and the second will be at the bottom 0, and let's just set its height to be 12% to that of the screen. It looks better. You can adjust it according to your design. Then inside this, what we will do is we will start creating the container. So the very first style would be the very first styling would be that it will be flex in row direction, and it will be aligned centrally vertically. It will be justify between, there will be spaces in between the icons that we show earlier. Height would be full, width would be full. Let's take padding from left to right, p10 px10, and let's take the background to be gray 600, and rounded border will be rounded 3xl. That's great. Let's just check what we have right now. So it's not working. Let's set width is equal to full 2, and now it's working. We have this container, we have got this container. What we needed was to have a padding of 3 all around. Now we have got the container that we needed. Now just start working on the items in between of that what we wanted. So for that we will create data menu data for that, and for creating that menu items we will be using React icons, and React icons is something like this. So first of all, what we will be using is home icon. Home icon can be anything. From any of these we will select any icon. Let's say we are selecting this icon, FA icon. So first will be this, and to import this we will be using this command. The second icon can be anything, you can use anything. I am using just random icons. And to use it, we have to write it like this. The third icon can be a user icon. Let's say we can use this, and they are from the same family, so we can just do this. There's no need to write again and again. icon that we can use is settings, last icon, settings, and it can be this looking good. We can just import it and use it here. Now our data has been created. Now what we have to do is we have to loop through this data to just show this data how it's looking. So the next step would be to map through this data. So menu dot maps item will take index, and here we are. So let's create a div for taking the styles of this. Inside this div, what we want is to show this React icons, and we can we can't use our icons like this directly, as we want to apply some styling too. So for that, to apply styling to our container, to our React icon element, what we can do is we can use react.clone element, and the first item and the first parameter to it would be the exact icon that we will be using, and the second would be an object where we will put the classes inside of it. So let's just the height would be 5, width would be 5. So these are our elements. There's some error that we are going to pass, but you passed undefined. There must be a React element. Oh, sorry, it's item. Oh, sorry for the error. Now we have solved it. What we want is to be this to be of white color. So this we have created the main thing, the main structure. Now what we want is to the user to select different menu items. So for that we will be using use state selected menu item and set selected menu item. Then initially it would be 0. Now what we have to do is to get some classes, and here we will be using classes based on this. So we will be using like this, and on click of this we would be setting the selected menu, and it will be based on the index. So let's type. What we want is the height and width to be 20, and it would be a circle. As you remember, sorry, use state imported, it would be a circle, and it will be inside of that circle. As you remember, it was above and it was circular. So what we will do is we will use flex item center and justify center to put that at the center of the circle. Now as we have done this, we want it to be rounded full, and we'll be using transition. uh, it will make all the animation that we'll be using to animate, and the duration we can set it to 300 milliseconds. Now, based on the selected input, selected menu, we will be having different classes, different styles. So if the selected menu is selected, if the current menu is selected, that is selected menu is equal to index, then what we will have is we want it to move upwards. So the class, that style that we will be using is translate y 10, and as you remember there was a border too. For that case, border 8, and border will be of white color and the border and the background color would be red. Let's say it depends on what the theme that we want. And if it's not selected, we don't want any border, and bg would be transparent, and it will come back to its original position. So that's the styling that we needed. So as you can see, we have just created it like this. It's not looking right, this color is so bright. So yeah, this is how we can create this menu. And if you want any we are getting this error, sorry for that, we can use key to be index, and this is the code for this animation. I will just put the code to my GitHub repository. You can just find out the code, and this is it. There will be another video shortly after 2-3 days with another animation video, and just subscribe my video, like this video to find out more animation and learn more animation videos like this. Thank you so much.